The next designer that I'm going to share with you is a Nigerian designer. And you're probably asking yourself, why is a Nigerian designer included in an exhibition on Ghanaian fashion? Well, I'm here to tell you why. Part of this exhibition includes a small space that's called the Case Study Gallery. And the idea is that the Case Study Gallery will always highlight a topic that relates to Ghanaian fashion, whether that be a new designer or, in the case of this exhibition, a designer from Nigeria. So for this exhibition, the case study is highlighting Nigerian designer Thomas-Fahm. She was a contemporary of Chez Julie, meaning she was working at the same time. And like Chez Julie, she left her country of Nigeria, traveled to London to become trained as a fashion designer. And also like Chez Julie, she was really thinking about how to revolutionize women's fashion in Nigeria. So this garment that you see behind me was created in the late 1960s, and it was designed as something that was meant to be very wearable. And Shade Thomas-Fahm shared with me that it was something that women could throw on and go into the city and wear and be very elegant, but also sort of be effortlessly elegant. And what's really wonderful about this garment is that it's made from a cloth that's called òkènè cloth. And òkènè cloth is woven by women. And the garments that you see, or the textiles that you see behind me, are examples of òkènè cloth. And so once again, we have another example of a garment that really is embedded with women's collaborations. So in making a garment out of òkènè cloth, Shade Thomas-Fahm is really highlighting and elevating this form of women's textile artistry and making it into something that is highly fashionable and of course coveted by women in the capital city of Nigeria. Òkènè cloth is one of the forms of textiles produced by women in Nigeria. And these textiles are made primarily on a vertical loom, and they're often, at least historically so, were made in domestic spaces, meaning that women could weave these textiles when it was convenient for them. And what makes these textiles behind me really important is that to my left, you can see an older version of òkènè cloth, and if you were able to see it in person, you'd notice that the weaving is very, very fine. And it shows how, over time, the materials that women use changed. So a textile from the 1960s has a much finer weave than a textile from the 1970s. But what was introduced then into òkènè weaving is the use of lurex. So lurex is a metallic thread. It's, of course, imported. And it creates a really vibrant, beautiful textile that has this sheen to it. So within this little area, you can actually see the changes that occurred in òkènè cloth in just the span of about 10 years. So I think that's a really important visual lesson that every visitor can learn, just to see how textiles can change so quickly and how they respond to the fashionable tastes of the time.